Our lives matter. I wanted to talk about validation. My experience is we ask for validation. We ask for confirmation from others that our lives matter. And you're only going to get that validation from within. Let's use hair as an example. The way we treat our hair, or the way we've treated our hair in the past, has got us to understand we can't continue doing that because it just leads to pain, humiliation, and hair loss. When you know you had a full head of hair and you've gone against nature and you've tried to do hairstyles that aren't natural to your scalp, to your strands, the result is you lose it. Same as your dignity, same as your self-respect. If you do not care and look after the body, if you do not care and look after your mind, your body, your spirit, if you don't self-check, you will lose yourself. And that's why when we get to a certain age, especially if you've been wrapped up in work or family, the question is asked, who are you? And you just cannot answer the question because you've never bothered to self-check yourself, to self-assess yourself. So Black lives matter. My life matters. Melissa, I'm a black woman. But before I was a black woman, I'm a human. So who am I? You have to be able to answer that in one sentence. And I'm a problem solver. I'm a problem solver. And I solve the problem with regards to the small size locks as far as I'm concerned. Now, the reason why I had to step away from Sister Locks teachings, I've explained, is I just knew that we could do better. We could do better with our hair. Our hair could look much more vibrant, much more better. It feels like we were being punished. That's how I felt with Sister Locks. It was like, it was another punishment. It was different from weave and different from perm. But it was just, you had to go at a certain time to get your hair done. It was too regimented for me. As a black woman, I feel like I've just been living regimental from under our, living at home with our parents, get a job, stick to one job. You must work harder. Everything is just rules and regulations. And then you have this hair that grows towards the sun and you are trying to relax people while trying to manage your hair. And you move away from the chemicals and the unnatural things like the weaves and all the crochet braids and all the braids, and you decide, right, I'm going to go natural. I'm going to lock my hair. Even the natural is like, I watch natural hair videos and I'm like, oh my God, no wonder they're fast forwarding it. They're fast forwarding it because the regime is long. I've got to tangle, detangle, twist. I've become so lazy with the locks. I've become so lazy with locks. I was natural for 12 years and then I discovered Sister Locks and I was like, oh my God, I'm in love. Like, I'm going to have this amazing hair. And then it just became rules and regulations and fear-based. Now, I'm out of that fear-based space, right? I'm out of the fear-based space and I'm looking at us as people with black hair, right? People with this brown skin. And while we ask for validation from others, we are not valuing ourselves. Question: why is it that when you decide to have small size locks, you don't feel free and it still feels like you're being told off for wanting your individuality? It's all about validation and individuality. That is what you're supposed to get from any hairstyle, any African hairstyle. And it felt like Sister Locks just joined perm community, weave on community, having to have your hair look in a certain way and neat, and still not working with how our African hair textures are so different. Our lifestyles are so different. Our wants and needs are so different. Why can't we have a hairstyle that is freeing? So, blindly with faith and an intention coming from a place of love, I was like, I am going to validate this hair, right? I'm going to break the rules. I'm going to go against all the teachings, and I'm going to obey one rule, nature, what the hair wants. And that is what I did from the moment I got guidance to change certain things. I did it with a belief that I was trying to represent myself and others. And as I've gained the pluses, the benefits of what I've learned, I want to share it, right? And if you look at my hair, you can see that as I've learned, I've applied. Therefore, my hair isn't, because it's staggered. And you know when I cut my hair in 2014. So therefore, as I learn and I apply, so I'm on this journey. And so I'm just stopping to assess to say, why is it that when we find something that's good for us, we still feel like we need to be punished? We still feel punished. This was what the grid was for me. This is what the cycle of retype. You need to come at this point and that point. So it's come to a point where now I'm not locks. And I'm at the point where you can decide when you want your hair locked with the small size. Working with people with large size locks, I realized they had a freedom that small size locks didn't have. And I was a bit jealous. I didn't want the larger size, but I wanted to have their freedom. The knotted locks has just given me that, right? I was doing 2 months, but now I realize people don't need to be 2 months. They can be as long as they want with the knotted locks technique. And I'm proud to create a service or product, a way of working with hair that enables every woman or man who wears this size to not feel punished, to know they have the freedom to decide as and when they want their hair locked. It's fine to have growth. The myths are wrong. If you leave your hair, the longest I've done is I think 9 months, 9 months wait. But right now, people are much more 5 months. They'd go on to 6 months, but locks has not been lost. Locks haven't fallen off. So that's what I wanted to say. When we talk about Black Lives Matter, as a black woman, I have to look at myself and go, have I validated myself? I don't need to do the hashtag like I matter, because I know I matter. The way I come across, you know, I matter. I value myself. I'm not looking for anyone to validate me. By the way, if I was looking for someone to validate me, especially within my black community, my God, I'd be depressed, because like I have not documented the betrayal and the disrespect. I have never documented it. I've always let it go. But I've always come from a place where I'm a black woman. I've got a black family. Everyone has African hair texture in my family. So when I create and I'm trying to find a solution for a black hair, it's not just, it's for me, but it's also for everyone else. So I literally have walked this path on my own. I'm literally working through instinct. And as I'm working through instincts, I'm applying my knowledge. Do not wait to be validated by someone else. I've had people who are huge fans of what I do. And because I'm a pleaser, I've said yes to things that probably I shouldn't have. And I realize, okay, well, the timelines are wrong. And people have switched and turned on me. Black people have given white police my number because I was correcting them about, well, we matter. We're one community, stronger together, because that's what you've been saying. Right? So black people have turned against black people. When you're not doing what some black people want you to do, they turn on you, and they don't turn on you like little, they turn on you massive. So my issue is I've had people who know me, black people who are doing now the hashtag Black Lives Matter, who did not validate my life, who did not validate me as a black person, who did not even give me a chance, that just a black person talking to another black person, right? So I really feel like this is like a human issue, and we need to be aware of how we're treating ourselves. As black people, how we're treating each other within our community, right? Are we judging ourselves too much, too harshly? Are we forgiving ourselves? Forget other people. Are you loving on yourself? Are you self-caring? Because once you are feeding your soul, your body, mind, your spirit, it shows, it leaks out. Just like how when you're not in the right space, it shows when you're looking after yourself. So are you looking after yourself? Are you being fair to yourself? Are you being fair to your family members? Are you being fair to your friendships? Let's look at how we treat ourselves and our close network, so that when we're practicing Black Lives Matter, we do it within our community. So therefore, outside, it doesn't really matter. I don't need to, because we're one. We can look out for each other. Let's create pockets of communities that support our Black lives. And anyway, we're human first, and life is magic, and we're meant to enjoy our journey and our process. And that's what this Locs journey is about for me. Knotted Locks is about that. It's about enjoying the journey. Knotted Locks is about freedom, self-empowerment, understanding your hair, knowing instinctively when your hair needs to be locked. If you need your hair to be 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and you like your growth, let it be like that, with no rules. No strict bookings, no rules. You can travel, you can decide to take a break and not feel guilty about having these beautiful small size locks. That's what Knotted Locks has given me. And that's what self-care and following my instincts and listening to my guiding voice has given me. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. Your life matters, and you're responsible for validating yourself. If you look outside and want to encourage or force people to validate you, I promise you, you'll be sorely disappointed. It is up to you to validate yourself and correct people who are not validating you. Thanks for watching this post. Enjoy your hair. Take care of yourself. Bye. Knotted Locks all the way. Black hair matters. Bye.
George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd! George Floyd!